ItsJustJord.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another new theory video. In today's theory video we're going to be talking about Darq and theorise about its ending. If I haven't already mentioned it before, I really enjoyed the Darq playthrough. It was such a great game, and if you like games that have that mystery and that are different, you will certainly like Darq. If you check the link in the description, it will link you to the Steam page, obviously if you want to get it and whatnot. Don't worry, it's not a sponsored video, I just thought I'd give it a shout out because it is a great little indie game, and I really support the creator behind it. Anyway, so before we get into today's actual theory video, I will use this time to tell you that this video is going to contain spoilers for the game from chapter 1 all the way up to chapter 7. So, with that being said, you have been warned. So, first things first, you will notice from the start of the game, Lloyd seems to be in a room that seems to be his safe space, let's say. And I say this as it's the room that you find yourself always going back to at the end of the chapters, and where you lie down in the bed. But even in the room, you will notice not all is as it seems, as Lloyd, even from this point before lying in the bed, seems to be already in a dreamlike state, where time doesn't matter. You will notice the grandfather clock continuously turning, changing ways, etc. There is also an interesting item you use in one of the startup chapters where you pick up a watch, and you have to use it as a type of bridge to walk on. Even by these little things, this says to me that wherever Lloyd is, time doesn't seem to matter. The most interesting, unique thing about the game Darq is that you're able to rotate your world to help you progress through the puzzles and hide from enemies, and even use levers to go back into rooms and forward into others. You will notice that Lloyd only does this after sleeping in his bed and going into the chapters. One of the most interesting chapters / enemies in the game is the old lady, who is in a wheelchair. She has a mask over her mouth and eyes. So what's going on with Lloyd then? I believe Lloyd is in the hospital, in some type of coma-like state. Either way, I believe what we play is Lloyd's last moments. That's why all efforts to wake up fully are failed. The perfect example of this is, do you know when you're asleep and dreaming and you have the dream within a dream? Or even when someone around you could be watching something or playing some type of music and it implements into your dream. I feel like this is the state that Lloyd is constantly in throughout this game. One of the main factors in the ending is the last moment Lloyd is in his safe space. He goes to bed before you are suddenly startled with an old lady busting into the room. And she goes to him as if it's going to Lloyd's aid. Like she's going to scoop him up and cuddle him or take him away or something like that. Notice how she isn't going to the floating body, but Lloyd's body on the bed. To me, this indicates that Lloyd's condition has worsened, and the next chapter you are in hospital. The old lady is in the chair, and you have to go past, but this time, something is different. She doesn't chase you, or even try to come after you. Could this be Lloyd's brain implementing the old lady, who in reality could be at his bedside sleeping in a chair next to him, and not wanting to leave his side? When you see her sat there in the hospital, it's as if she is the one who needed medical attention, as it also looks like she is hooked up to a drip. But I believe that this is just a way Lloyd is interpreting what is going on around him, and it forming itself into the dream world. When you return with what you need to start powering the elevator, an old 7-legged, the old lady is gone. After this chapter, you will find that the elevator just powered up begins to crash and fail. This is where the last chapter starts. Everything is getting go from the start. The old lady starts chasing you again, and everything in Lloyd's dream world is crashing and breaking. Everything is very fast. If you pay close attention to the old lady, when she is chasing you at this point, she is reaching out for you. When she gets close, she makes an erratic noise. But if you actually listen very closely, it's as if the sound she is making is some sort of mumbling crying. Even the sounds of her wheelchair sounds like a machine at points. It all changes when she stops chasing you, and instead, you have the creature start chasing you, and your world is literally flipped upside down. But the interesting thing about this bit is Lloyd throughout the game has always had the choice when he could do this, but for this particular time, it's without his choice. At this point, the enemies are shooting at you and all things are still very, very fast and scary. Everything is crumbling before Lloyd. While still being chased, it all starts to come to an end when he manages to escape everything that was chasing him, and everything starts to slow down in slow motion. Things start to crumble. It's like those dreams you sometimes get where you're trying to run, but you feel like you can't get anywhere, like running underwater, if you will. But what's interesting about this moment is the sounds. Oh, I hate that in a dream, you know, when you're like really slow. Oh, Water Boy's here again. Warhead Boy. Why do you call him Warhead? Paperhead Boy. What's he doing? He's looking at me though. Notice how when the bridge is breaking apart, it almost can sound like a very slow heartbeat. I believe that the slow motion part and the breaking of the bridge is Lloyd's heart becoming slow, to a point it stops. That's when you see what people would say or imply, the heavenly gates open. You hear an ECG machine, and when you walk through the gates and Lloyd's gone, you hear a baby cry. And I feel like the ending means that when one person passes, another is born. As someone is taking their last breath, there is someone taking their first. The last chapter, I feel, is so powerful as everything is crumbling around Lloyd and the fear is there before suddenly there is peace. It's as if Lloyd himself has been fighting for so long, but now has come to the end of his own time, and he chooses to open up the gate and let go. I do believe that this whole game is about Lloyd and his memories and him carrying on. I'd like to theorise that the sort of meaning of the game is finding the light within the dark, if you will. But with that being said, I absolutely loved playing this game, and I will do more theories in the future, because there is a lot to uncover in Darq. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you have your own summary on Darq's ending? If so, let me know in the comments below. And if you like the video, don't forget to drop a like. And if you want more theory related videos, then you can hit subscribe and don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified when I upload my next theory video. But with that being said, I wish you all the best morning, day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you haven't checked out Darq yet, please do so. It's a great game. But with that being said, let me know what you think of the theory and how you think it might end in the comments below. And as usual guys, I'll see you all in the next theory video.